All right. Comic Artist Pros Secrets. I'm Ethan Van Sciver. This is an important show today. This is probably the most important show that I've ever done live. I mean, most of my shows are pretty silly. You know, I have some people on. We run around. We play the piano. Cecil comes on and acts like a monk is. All right, let me turn the volume down here and get all set up. How is everyone today? How's everybody doing on this beautiful Saturday afternoon? Oh, people are saying it's been a while. Well, listen. How's it, Corey? I did a video today. I'm working really hard. I'm doing Cyberfrog. I'm trying to get stuff done. Cyberfrog is absolutely incredible. I mean, it's like at this point. Let's see, where is Cyberfrog at? Disappeared here. We got a new internet. We got a new internet box. It's annoying me. $415,915. This is enormous. This is absolutely enormous. This is driving SJWs absolutely crazy. The link for Cyberfrog Blood Honey is in the description if you have not yet pledged. We'll talk about that more, of course, as we always do. Denali says, EVS, I just rewatched Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. How did you like it? I actually like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. I think if it came out today, it would be considered racist. I think it would be extremely non-PC. I mean, it is on PC. They basically make Indian people look very, very strange. Like they eat monkey brains and bugs and stuff. And maybe they do. I don't know. Do we have any Indians here? Do you eat monkey brains and bugs? Yeah, can't be sure. Can't be sure. George Ryan says he's eaten too much pizza. I really like the Temple of Doom. I know people consider it like to be not one of the best Indiana Jones movies, but yeah. 37mm says I work. 37 millimeters. I work at an Indian restaurant. Give me some buttered chicken. I love that Indian food. Absolutely love it. It's a little thick. I don't know, saucy Indian food. I do dig it. Very spicy. Corey Dillard says, just bought my first GoPro. What do you use to film? Corey, all I do is I use my iPhone, and I just aim my iPhone right at my iPad, and that is the subject matter for which I make videos about. I'm here to do talk radio. Durekin says, where are my pants? I don't know. Not sure. Yeah, 415, almost $416,000. People are saying I'm looking real jacked. I don't know how you could possibly know that. Listen, this site right here, Disney Star Wars is dumb, is the best. Honestly, it's the best Disney site on the internet. It is not at all garbage tier. Some sites are garbage tier. This one is not garbage tier. It's excellent. They make great points. They do follow. They follow this channel. Let me just send out a tweet here live now. Let's get some Twitter people in here as well. I'm trying to be more responsible about this kind of thing. I am trying to, I'm trying to let people know. Let me see. EVS, watching that movie, says Denali, made me realize that them escaping the airplane on the raft was a breaking of suspension of disbelief. Well, we knew that then. I mean, when that movie came out, we went, yeah, right. Like the raft would have flipped upside down. It would have flipped all in circles and everything. And there's no way that jumping out of an airplane in a rubber raft is going to help you to survive. Even if you land on the water, you are going to be obliterated. It's not a parachute, it's still, it's the same kind of thing. People complain about Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones hiding in a refrigerator during an atomic test, and the refrigerator flying through the air, landing somewhere, and him being able to get out of it. And they're saying, oh, it's so stupid, it's so stupid. Well, it's Indiana Jones, you have to kind of, that's the kind of thing that happens in Indiana Jones movies and has always happened in Indiana Jones movies. People say, all right, well, I mean, you have to. It is a fantasy adventure. I do think it's good. All right, Disney Star Wars is dumb. Great, Force is female. A lot of people have said to me, Ethan, this is really being taken the wrong way. This is for Adidas or Nike or something like that. This T-shirt represents some kind of like a brand of shoe, and this is all like a hoax because. They're talking about the Force and this kind of shoe being for female. Well, Okay, I guess so. I just I think it's odd that it's called The Force, and she is the president of Lucasfilm, and the religion of Lucasfilm is the Force, and she's wearing a shirt that says "The Force is female" with three other beautiful women who are also wearing white versions of the shirt. She's wearing the black version. She's the dark side of the Force, and Bad Robot is behind him. I mean, that's J.J. Abrams. So really, I don't see any this photograph. Forgive us, forgive fandom for being offended by this photograph. This photograph does make one think that Kathleen Kennedy is making a feminist statement here about Star Wars. Yeah. Look at this. This is excellent. I so appreciate this. Ichibaka is great. He's on Twitter. He runs this website, Disney Star Wars is dumb.wordpress.com. I always find it. My name is always in it. I'll do a Google search on my name once a day just to see what's going on out there, to see if there are any hate articles about me. There usually are. And Ichibaka is one of the guys who mentions my name. I'm not. Well, I'm not. This is new content. You're going to get my commentary on this. I appreciate Ichibaka. Ichibaka is smarter than me. I mean, I'm not very. That's not hard to imagine. I'm not very smart. But Ichibaka is very much smarter than me, and he takes some of the ideas that I have already, expressed to you guys. He expounds on them. We're just in agreement all the time. I always see what he's writing, and I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. It's like he takes my thought process, and he's already on it. I mean, we're already on the same page. So I really like his website, and I think you will too. This is called The Phases of a Geeker Gate. Now, we've talked about this before. I've told you that all of these gates, the Comics Gate, Star Wars Gate, Gamer Gate, Magic the Gathering Gate, everything that's going on, it's all the same. It's all the same. All it is the infiltration of SJWs into fan entertainment. I don't know if the NFL Gate, that's coming too. I think Wrestling Gate is going to happen soon. Wherever you find a lot of male fans congregating, it's never with something that women like. It's never that the women are not the problem. It's the men that are the problem. White males especially, even though there is nothing that white males like in terms of fandom, that is not also a fandom that is shared by black males and Asian males and Latino males. We all like the same thing. Men like the same thing. It's not about skin color. But anyway, they hate men. So SJWs hate real men, hate seeing men enjoy things that are just made for men. They want to change it. They want to make it for women too. They want to ruin it. This is what they do. This is their method of operation. Did you see PewDiePie make fun of Alex Becker today? No, I didn't. Wow, PewDiePie making fun of you is devastating. I will check it out. I can't imagine what's funny about Alex Becker. Not at all. The phases of Geekergate. Of a Geekergate. In other words, they're all the same. This is great. Recently, the gentleman who heads world-class bullshitters. I love that, world-class bullshitters. He's a gentleman. That's our friend Jeff Hicks. He is part of the High Council, and he is a fantastic human being. Super smart, super funny. It's my privilege to know him and work with him. He called for a list that outlined the phases in Geekergates. Wow, he did. I didn't know that. This is fantastic. During one of their High Council live streams, I submit the following outline for consideration. This is based on my own experience with the recent Star Wars controversies and similar controversies in other IPs. This is only a starting point and therefore a work in progress. I invite suggestions and insight from others. And that's close to, this is the way SJWs looked 10 years ago. About 10 years ago. They've evolved to look even weirder. Their beards are longer, more unkempt. They do still wear glasses, but they wear thick black or colorful frames on their glasses, and they do blow their hair straight up in the air. I do have the illustration that we always use of, let's see, where is it? Here we go. I'm going to put this up here. This is our soy boy. And we can... do we want to do this or not? It's a little complicated. Yeah, that guy's too masculine. This is him 10 years later. That's all it is. I mean, it's the same human being. They are soy boys. They are. I don't know what their problem is. They have trouble being men. They hate being men. They have a real problem with masculinity. They have a real problem with men, and they're not proud of it. And odd. It's a really odd phenomenon that we could actually spend an entire video talking about and trying to work out. But instead of wondering why they are, let's just deal with what they're doing right now. This is called Phases of a Geeker Gate. So this applies. We've seen this happen. I've seen it happen in 4 different communities now. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. It behooves you. Behoove. When was the last time anyone used the word behooved? No, I'm not wearing a hat. I'm not. Why would I wear a hat? I'll put a hat on. Look, it behooves you to understand this, to memorize it, to recognize it. I mean, the key thing to calling out SJWs, and SJWs all act the same. They all act exactly the same. The best way to stop them is to shame them by pointing out that they are robots, and you can predict their behavior. They'll all say the same thing. They all behave the same way. And if you can anticipate SJWs, you can stop them from destroying what you love. If you can't, if you don't know what they're going to do, they will mystify you as they destroy your life. SJW criticism. So this is how it works. And I want you to think about Star Wars or comics or video games or whatever you're into. I assume we're all into Star Wars here. I want you to think about Star Wars, and I want you to remember this happening. And then this will all seem very familiar to you. And then if you research Gamergate, if you research Comicsgate, you will notice that this is exactly the same modus operandi used by SJWs wherever they go. Number 1, phase 1, SJW criticism. The IP is criticized by SJWs for being racist, sexist, misogynist, homophobic, and a smattering of other things. That is what they do. Immediately they point and shriek at something that they wish to overtake. They claim that it is a bunch of ists. Boy, it really needs to change. That's step 2. IP is about to undergo a reboot. So we remember when Star Wars underwent a reboot or a reimagining or a remake or whatever the term is fashionable at the time. This is the important thing. Step 3, the barnacling. I love this word, the barnacling. SJWs barnacle themselves to the IP both within its production and without in the fan base and start lecturing longtime fans. You guys, thank you. Shinto Ketchup says, I find your lisp oddly seductive, Uncle Ethan. Well, that's fine, thank you. You guys will remember, and you guys will notice this. The barnacling happens. You'll notice that SJWs like Chuck Wendig, SJWs like Pablo Hidalgo, SJWs like Ryan Roundhead Johnson, inexplicably, even though these guys fail every single time. They fail at everything they do. They're terrible at their jobs. They only get stronger and more entrenched. Why is that? We don't know. I mean, they should be the hell out of here. Kathleen Kennedy should be out of here by now. She should be gone. But because they're SJWs, for some reason, they double down and continue where they are. Their mission is not to make good, successful Star Wars movies. Their mission is to simply be SJWs. Their mission, that's it. That's all it is. And so, of course, Roundhead Ryan Johnson was going to be given 3 more movies before The Last Jedi ever premiered. Why? Because it doesn't matter if his movie's good or not. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. He's a social justice warrior, and that is the main thing. Thanks for super chats. I will get to them at the end of this. And I see already Soapmaker. That's a good question. I'm going to talk about that. We'll get into that. But I want to make room for that. All right. So, and that's on the inside. On the outside, you are going to have the shill Star Wars media that's going to start calling you names. It's unreal. That's what this channel does. I mean, we do point out the shills. We point them out and laugh at them. And I make it clear that they are shills, and they are, most of them, have a political agenda. I don't think Kevin Berwick does. I don't think Kevin Berwick has a political agenda. I don't think B. Alan Orange has one. I think he's got other agendas, but I don't think they're political. I don't think he's an SJW necessarily. Yeah, so part four, step four, fan criticism. Longtime fans of the IP, that's you guys, voice legitimate criticism of the new direction. So all you guys are doing is you're saying, wait a second, The Last Jedi was flat out bullshit. It was garbage, and this is why. This is why it's garbage. This is why Rose Tico is a terrible character. I disagree. I think she's a magnificent character, but it's legitimate. It's legitimate criticism to say, yeah, that Rose Tico is a garbage character. It's legitimate criticism to say that Ryan Johnson did not understand Luke Skywalker and added too much of his own weaknesses and foibles into a heroic, classic, fantastic character and ruined him. Even Mark Hamill agrees. Those are legitimate criticisms, and you can voice them all. Everyone is voicing them. That is what this channel does. That's what you guys do when you're with me. Step five, SJW response to fan criticism. Now, here it comes. Here comes the jackboot. Here comes this is legitimately like, this is when they actually storm fans. Jackboots and brass knuckles. A large fan backlash is created when SJWs, both within and without the production, falsely accuse critics of being racist, sexist, misogynist, homophobic, etc. You guys have seen this. You guys have absolutely seen this. This is what they do. They come out and they say, "Oh, the fans are toxic." We're seeing this right now with Star Wars. Right now with Star Wars. This is unreal how good this is. Seven. Six. Dismissing the backlash. Media publishes pieces declaring that the backlash doesn't even exist. Okay. Ignoring the backlash. Media publishes pieces instructing others to ignore us because we are the tiny vocal minority. We're a tiny vocal minority. So ignore the fact these fans are crazy. They're just loonies. They're a tiny vocal minority. Ignore them. We've seen articles like that. I have done videos about articles where big media outlets, big media goons like Scott Mendelson basically say, should Ryan Johnson heed fan criticism? Should J.J. Abrams heed fan criticism of Ryan Johnson's movie? Hell no. Ignore it, go forward, etc., etc. All right, suppressing the backlash. This is part 8. Blogs and websites delete or otherwise redact critical comments and posts in discussion forums under the aegis of hate speech. I have seen this in Comicsgate. This has been a big thing with Comicsgate. I haven't seen this too much in Star Wars yet, but when it comes to Comicsgate, if you are in support of Cyberfrog, if you're in support of Jawbreakers, if you're in support of voices that speak out against SJWs, the major message boards like CBR, Comic Book Resources, one of the most garbage. What happened to Comic Book Resources? Absolutely garbage website now. They have gatekeepers that will delete your comments, that actually disallow. Reddit will disallow conversation about Comicsgate. Oh, we're not going to have that here. We're not going to give these people a voice. We're going to delete anyone who has criticism, anyone who is in support of the racist, sexist bigots of Comicsgate. We are going to delete all their comments. We won't give them a voice here. That is 8. That is suppressing the backlash. Backlash intensifies. As an inevitable side effect of suppression, we seek out other venues to express their criticism. That's me here, Comic Artist Pro Secrets. That's Jeremy, Geeks and Gamers. That is Jeff at World Class Bullshitters. That is Alex Becker. That is everyone who has a YouTube channel right now who is speaking out against Star Wars. That's what we're doing. We are step 9 here. And publish some of their own. Growing the backlash exponentially. We are the Fandom Menace. By the way, Fandom Menace, awesome. It is now my #1 selling T-shirt. Yes, I did order the bed sheets, Snake Plissken. They're going to be here soon. Andrea doesn't know. It is now the #1 selling T-shirt and hat that I offer. If you don't have a Fandom Menace T-shirt or hat, go to one of the links in the description, Crypto Fashion. Go pick one up. It's the uniform. It's the uniform of the backlash. So that's what we're doing. We're growing the backlash exponentially. My channel now has more than 66,000 subscribers. Ever since I began to fight back against social justice warriors in comics and in Star Wars, my channel has grown exponentially. Now, this is the big thing here. Part 10, hate hoaxes and false flags. The rank and file SJW activists get heavily involved in shouting down critics and creating false flags and hate hoaxes in an effort to accounts to discredit critics. In an effort to accounts to discredit critics. I think Ibaka, I think you've got a little garbage tier going on here. They basically will start saying that somebody's threatening them, somebody is doing this or that. Now, the irony is, as somebody who was targeted by SJWs, did do a personal appearance at Gotham City Pizza in Florida. I was threatened, my life was threatened. My family was threatened if I did make that appearance. I was told my hands were going to be cut off. My wife would be raped. All of these things. I did appear anyway. And the next day, the Gotham City Pizza shop had its windows smashed out with bricks. That is reality. That did happen. SJWs tried to disprove that and said, oh, it was just an attempted burglary, a whole hoax, suggesting that he was caught and punished. No, nothing was good. Nobody stole anything. Somebody just threw a brick into the door. They didn't even break in all the way. They just smashed the glass. It was vandalism. It was Antifa-style vandalism, the type that I saw when I went to Washington, D.C. on January 20th, 2017 to watch President Trump get inaugurated. That's right. And I saw Antifa running around smashing bank windows. I saw them doing that. This looked very, very familiar to me. Uncle Ethan, your internet is unstable. I don't know about that. Yeah. So anyway, that legit did happen to me. But then they start saying, oh, it's happening to us. Now, fans don't do this. Fans don't actually do this. We don't attack SJWs. We just ask SJWs to go away. We just ask them to stop breaking things. We don't threaten them. We don't call them up. We don't harass. We don't throw bricks through windows. We don't do this kind of thing. It's a lie. This is what they do all the time. They do hate hoaxes left and right. It's crazy. And then we get to step 11 here. This is it. This is when it all falls apart. IP failures. The IP, which is intellectual property, starts to falter as fans drift away and sales plummet. And that's what we're seeing happen with Star Wars. We're seeing Star Wars. Is my Wi-Fi, is it a problem? Choppy internet. Yeah. Is it back? It's laggy. All right, look. Let me try something. Should I do it? I don't know if I should do it. I don't know if I should. No, I'm not. There's no porn. There's no porn. Some people, Wi-Fi sucks. Well, oh, look at this. It's fine, intermittently. Well, I mean, look, can you see what I'm seeing? I mean, do you see my finger right now? I will continue, but yeah, you see, I don't even know if you see my finger. Yeah, Badigan audio's good. All right, guys, this is the thing. Okay? All right, people who are watching this are going to be annoyed the second time around. I'm sorry about that. The IP starts to falter as fans drift away and sales plummet. We are definitely seeing that happen as well. We are seeing Star Wars fail. We're seeing Star Wars for the first time lose money, and fans are just leaving. Most fans of these things just kind of walk away quietly. They don't make an announcement about it. They don't make a big deal about it. They just walk away. They go, "I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this," and they just don't participate anymore. So that is something that goes on. And then it doesn't make a big noise. They just go, when people walk away from a fandom. They don't explode. They don't complain necessarily. Not all of them. They just find something better to do because it's no fun anymore. And the people who are responsible for the IP just kind of say, what's happening? Well, maybe it's some other thing that's going on. No, what's happening is that your fans are walking away, Part 12, and this is the thing that I pointed out. Part 12, the damsel in distress. A female member of the production is granted victim status over a fishy event in order to deflect from the failures of the IP and shame critics into silence. Now, we have seen this over and over and over and over again. This is unbelievable how awesome this is. It's almost like somebody is in charge of this and they're making it happen. Why are SJWs all the same? Why do they all do this? And we've seen it happen in Star Wars. Poor Kelly Marie Tran. Kelly Marie Tran is the damsel in distress. Now we have to be, and then they all pick up on it. It's very peculiar how Kelly Marie Tran deletes her Instagram, and nobody knows why, and people admit that they don't know why she's deleted her Instagram, and yet everyone is so sure it's because she was harassed, and now tons and tons of articles get written about how we are toxic and we have chased this woman away just because we're racist and sexist and toxic fandom. What do we do about toxic fandom? Now, they did this in Comicsgate with the Milkshake Girls, specifically Heather Antos, and it was almost like Heather Antos knew. I would love to actually talk to Heather Antos and with Wonder Woman's magic lasso around her. I just want her to be honest. How did this happen? How did you know? How did you get chosen? What discussions went on behind the scenes to make you the damsel for this SJW thing? What happened? I actually know Heather Antos, so I would like to do that. Over at Gamergate, Zoe Quinn was the damsel in distress, and then we saw what happened to Magic the Gathering. The great Jeremy, the quartering unsleeved media, chose a random cosplay girl to come forward and say that she was quitting cosplay because Jeremy was harassing her for years. Jeremy just called her, what did he do? He just said lingerie, or cosplay is lingerie. That is true. I don't find that to be a difficult criticism to deal with. I don't find that to be sexist in many cases. Cosplay is lingerie. But even still, they considered that to be harassment, and she became the victim du jour. And then all of the white knights came out to say, how come? Why? How do we fix this toxic masculinity? How do we fix it? It is destroying Magic the Gathering. And then basically at that point, you have two choices as a male fan. You have, and a female fan, in fact. Female fans find themselves in the same situation. You have two choices. Your choice is to either go along with this and say, yeah, these toxic males, and they're abusing this one particular woman. Or you can stand up to them and be honest and tell the truth about what's going on, and then risk ostracization and harassment and all of these things as well. It's a wonderful scheme. It's an amazing scheme. Part 13, desperate pleas for community management, and that's what we're seeing now as well. The media calls for creative authorities to smack down Backlash and restore control of the narrative. Part 14, answering the call. Celebrities. Hi, John Boyega, and creative cast and crew. Hi, Pablo Hidalgo. Hi, Chuck Wendig. Answer the media's call and make statements admonishing critical fans, typically over false accusations. How crazy is that? How right on is this? Yeah, Leslie Jones was the Ghostbusters damsel in distress, right? Ghostbusters 2016. So very, very right. They do this over and over and over again. And I want you guys, honestly, I want you guys to study this list. I'm going to finish it up, but I want you to study this list and understand it so that you can predict what is happening. There is a legitimate playbook that goes on over and over again. And it works. It's effective. I mean, it is effective. Does it sell movie tickets? No. Does it sell comic books? No. Does it sell video games? No, no, no. It doesn't sell any Magic the Gathering cards either. What does it do? What is its purpose? What do SJWs want? What is it that they want? The final push, this is number 15, media entities and rank-and-file SJWs tell longtime fans to go find something else if they don't like it anymore. This is amazing. In a last-ditch effort to push critics out of the quote-unquote community, they love the word community, once and for all. So, hey, if you don't like Star Wars anymore, maybe it's just not for you. Maybe you're a man baby. Maybe you never liked Star Wars in the first place. Maybe you need to get the hell out of here. Maybe it's time to go. Maybe it's time to go. And they try to get rid of you. And then what? What happens when you push the fans away? Step 16, intellectual property is bleeding. The IP continues to hemorrhage money, like Soilo losing $80 million. What do you think? By the way, people are telling me don't say 80 million anymore because it's much, much more than that. Well, they'll admit to 80 million, and 80 million is enough. I'm sure it's more than that. I'm sure it is more like 300 million. What do you think is going to happen with episode 9? What exactly do you think is going to happen with all the fans gone? With all the fans gone, what is going to happen? Yeah. Fan base obliteration. That's what's going to happen. The fan base is utterly destroyed, leaving behind only the small handful of SJWs who don't make any purchases. That is correct. Part 18, the end. The new incarnation of the IP comes to an end. Since the majority of the fan base has abandoned it, there's no more controversy or discussion about it. It's over. It's over. Part 19, migration. The remaining SJWs jump ship to devour a new IP that is popular and undergoing a transitional phase. Part 20, rebirth. The process begins anew. And that's it. That's the death of Star Wars. That is how Star Wars dies. And that is what we're seeing right now. Where are we? Where are we right now? Where are we? We're in step 15 right now. We're in step 15. This is how urgent this is. This is how incredibly urgent this is. We are actually in step 15. We have 5 more steps until the death of Star Wars, completely. And what do we do about this? Well, I read this and I recognize it. I know I'm watching this happen. Where do I get that list? The list is on DisneyStarWarsIsDumb.wordpress.com. It is a great website, absolutely great website. So go to DisneyStarWarsIsDumb.wordpress.com, or if you just search in Disney Star Wars is Dumb, just search for that on Google, and this will come right up. It is their new article. It just came out today, and it's vital. It's absolutely vital that you guys check this out and read it. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read these super chats, and then I'm going to restart the live stream. This is going to be its own video, and I've got other things to talk about that I want to talk about, and people are not happy with the quality of this stream, so I can fix it. I actually do have to talk a little more. Soapmaker, thanks for $5. Did you see where Brett Booth was giving Peter Simeti of Alternative Comics publisher grief because he was speaking out against piracy of comics on Twitter? I did see that. My wife came down and said, "What is this? What is this? What's he doing?" And I said, "I don't know. I know Brett. I like Brett. I honestly don't know why he's giving Peter Simeti grief, but Peter Simeti, whatever happened, I mean, Peter Simeti was saying, hey, stop pirating comics. Brett Booth yelled at him about it and said it's not a big deal. And then Peter Simeti got upset and left Twitter. He said he needed a break from Twitter. I'm dumbstruck by that. I have no idea what Brett was doing. I have no idea why that was an issue. $2. Thank you for whoever gave me that. Mark Beeman, thanks for $5. Uncle Ethan, I bought Blood Honey today, but I haven't read any Cyberfrog. Do I need to know backstory to appreciate? No, in fact, I will catch you right up. When you have Blood Honey in your hands, you will get the backstory of Cyberfrog on the first page. So you'll be perfectly caught up. It would help if you purchase the $50 tier instead of the $25 tier. There is a bonus comic with the $50 tier called Cyberfrog 1998. Brand new story. It tells the story. It's a prequel to Blood Honey. It's a prequel to Blood Honey. You don't need it, but it will help you. Dr. Phobos, thanks for $2. Tabletop RPGs are on stage 5. Yeah, I know. I'm watching them. Man, I gotta get Jeremy in here. The quartering. We got to talk about this. Laura, we were Star Wars customers. Thank you for $4.99. Rebel Force Radio's podcast sponsors being attacked by SJWs. Rebel Force Radio asking for Patreon support to go commercial free. I canceled my Disney pass to give money. So if you guys care about Rebel Force Radio, please support them financially. That is a good idea. Obi-Wan 27883, thanks for $2. Order number 8130. Did you extend Cyberfrog? I sure did. We hit $400,000 on the very last day, and Indiegogo had been calling me and saying, "Are you going to extend this?" And I was like, "I got to talk to my wife about it." And Indiegogo, of course, wants me to extend this because they get 5% of this money. So they're like, hey, this is popular. It's moving. Why not keep it going? And I just kind of said, of course, let's do it. After I talked to Andrew, because of course this is going to be more and more work for us. But it's doing so well. I would love to get to $500,000. Let's see. Right now we are at yeah. Did we sell any more comics or no? Whoops. It's slow today. I haven't been promoting very much. I've been working. We sold another copy. Yeah. We're doing very, very well. So let's just keep it going. And I would love to see a bigger number there. Let's see. F-Men, thank you for $5.99 Australian. I appreciate that donation. Matt Horkin, thanks for $2. Uncle E, Andrea sending news causing lag. No, well, she's my wife and she doesn't send me news. Chet Thomas, thank you for $1.99. Knowing is half the battle. Countermeasures ASAP. Yeah, you just need to know this. You need to know what this is all about, so that you can be prepared for. You can understand why this is happening. All right, guys. I am going to sign off now. I'm going to quit this video where we're at. I'm going to relaunch new subject, and we'll take it from here. I'm going to see if I can fix the Wi-Fi real quick. Other things to talk about today. This is a very, very big day. All right, guys. Thanks. See you in a bit.